would be hard to name a more powerful and influential person when it comes to education in North Carolina than tonight's newsmaker.
For the last nearly 5 years, Peter Hans has served as the president of the University of North Carolina system. 17 institutions, including UNC Chapel Hill, North Carolina State, and 4 campuses here in the Piedmont Triad, along with UNC Health, East Carolina Health, and PBS North Carolina, among other UNC affiliates, all fall under his leadership. And needless to say, he's been in the news a lot and will continue to be. Recently, he and I spent some time together.
It's important to show those students and those families that a UNC system education is well within their reach.
And within reach of the University of North Carolina's flagship campus sits this home on Franklin Street in Chapel Hill that's served as the residence of UNC's presidents since 1907. And they include the current UNC system president, Peter Hans. So what does it feel like to walk in these halls that William Friday once walked in? And you got to know him a little bit.
I did. I'm probably be the last president of the university to have known all of his predecessors.
Right.
And I learned something from each one of them.
Absolutely. William Friday was the first consolidated UNC system president and a nationally recognized higher education authority. His biography even sits on an end table in the House.
Because history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes, and I'm able to refer to that on a number of occasions, things that he faced over 30 years.
Among those things, cost. Hans is proud of the fact he recently recommended and the Board of Governors approved keeping in-state undergraduate tuition flat for the 9th straight year. Are you going to make it to 10?
Yes.
Why is keeping this in-state undergraduate tuition flat so important to you?
You see escalating costs throughout higher education nationally. The UNC system really is the counterexample to that. Our enrollment is up, our retention is up, our graduation is up.
Fewer students are borrowing money?
That's right, because public funding is up, private support is up, research is up, tuition's been flat for 9 years in a row, and student debt levels are down.
But Hans worries politics have creeped into higher education, threatening its reputation and future. It's why he says the UNC Board of Governors changed the system's DEI policy last year. While the move has closed and/or refocused offices and programs and requires university employees to refrain from voicing opinions on political controversies, it also stresses non-discrimination and freedom of expression.
Our job is not to engage in politics. It's to educate students.
Another UNC system policy change was the result of pro-Palestinian protests on the Chapel Hill campus last year. The policy now requires university leaders to, among other things, set clear rules for campus gatherings and limits on the sizes of crowds.
Students certainly have a right to protest. Other students also have a right to not be, their education to be affected by that protest. So we have very understandable, very consistent time, place, and manner rules in place.
And no tents on campus unless you're camping out for basketball tickets,
well,
I guess.
you know.
Speaking of athletics, not many issues have dominated the news quite like college athletes getting paid for their names, images, and likenesses, and the amounts some coaches are paid. The campus, where both you and I received undergraduate degrees, recently agreed to pay its football coach $50 million over 5 years.
Guaranteed for 3.
Yes, but anyway,
it's a lot of money, no matter how you look at it.
My question is, at what point do we sit back and say, whoa, we got to slow down here?
the bulk of the revenue in college sports today is driven by football. In order to maintain those non-revenue sports, you've got to bring in money. Well, how can you bring in money? Well, put people in the stands, get better TV contracts.
So there are some tangible benefits to paying coaches high salaries.
There are. Now, the proof will be in the pudding, and I think Coach Belichick would be the first one to tell you that.
In other words, he's got to win some games. He's got to produce. Yeah. Yeah. But you have to wonder, what would William Friday think of all the changes in college athletics?
Oh, he'd be appalled.
Yeah.
But I can tilt at windmills on this issue, or I can live in the real world. And we live in the real world, so we have to make decisions based on how things are, not maybe how they ought to be or how they were many years ago.
As for the current calls to cut federal funding for research and eliminate the U.S. Department of Education, Hahn says it's good to talk about improving efficiency and hopes reasonable results can come out of the conversation. He's also open to transferring some of the U.S. Education Department's responsibilities to the states, but worries about what the possibility of cutting Pell Grants, which the Education Department handles, could mean for low-income students. Needless to say, he's watching all of this very closely. To hear President Hans talk specifically about the challenges facing each of the Piedmont Triad's 4 UNC institutions and their futures, check out the web extra that accompanies this piece, and we're about to post it on myfox8.com. And to hear the inspiring story about how his humble beginnings transitioned into his current job, be sure to check out our conversation in Newsmakers: The Road to Success, which will debut this upcoming Monday night, April 7th at 9:30 p.m. on our smart TV app, MyFox 8 Plus, which you can download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, and Apple TV.